Hey guys, it's Lee here from Good Finds, and today I just wanted to chat to you a little bit about fresh flowers and the impact that they can have in your home and what a great way it is to change up a space. So last year I treated myself to this vase. You can see it over here. And buying this vase for myself, I just made a commitment to fill it up monthly for a year with flowers. And the only rule I had with myself was that they could never be over R100 in terms of my investment. So that's probably about like $7, $8. But it was a nice challenge, and why I'm wanting to share it with you, because I always ask the question is, when was the last time you bought yourself flowers? I think it's something we always leave to everyone else to do as gifting, and just the time that we've been through, it feels appropriate to be able to spoil yourself and just treat yourself to something that lifts you a little bit from the mundane, it changes up your routine, and can certainly make a space feel more special and lively. So what I want to talk to you a bit about today is my tips on how to get creative with your flower good finds, and how you can go about getting these for that less than R100 target. So my first tip is always to, and it's probably pretty logical, but always shop seasonal. So the difference in price between something like tulips when they are in season or not in season is astronomical. So do your research. And if you know you're going to be doing this monthly commitment for a year, understand what are seasonal blooms in terms of summer or winter finds, so that you can be on the lookout for them. Something like an orchid fair is a great way to get really beautiful orchids for your home. My next tip is try and do some home growing in the background. So here I want you guys to invest in shrubs or flowers. Something like a protea bush is an incredible thing to have in your garden locally in South Africa. And you can have them in your garden in beds or in pots, depending if you've got a balcony. It shouldn't limit you from being able to plant some shrubs, some bushes that you can literally snip and enjoy. They don't have to be a big vase like I just put up now. And you can make a difference through little bud vases as well in spaces, maybe next to your bed, in a bathroom with a candle. It can make an incredible impact in terms of sense of smell, as well as how you change up that look. My third tip is forage. So that's my word, forage, but what I mean by this is, and it goes beyond flowers, is look out for leaves maybe that have a big impact. Like I personally am a fan of a banana leaf, but we don't have that bush in our garden. So here when I say forage, I'm saying go out and have a look in your neighbor's garden, maybe on their pavements, or your parents or close friends that you hang out with. And take note of some of the things that maybe you have an eye on. I love monster leaves as well. And say to them when they're next doing a trim back of that bush, and they're going to cut out a whole pile of leaves, which you tend to do when you're working in your garden, give you a shout that you can come past and pick 2 or 3 to put in your vase. It's a great way to get free greenery and really make things look good. The next tip I have is mix and match. And that is, like, I'm a big fan of eucalyptus leaves, but they can look incredible with 3 or 4 proteas in between them. It can really look like a big bunch. So don't be lured necessarily by the ready-made combinations, because you can quite quickly assemble those and at quite an affordable way if you buy the components loose. My next tip is probably linked to that mix and match, and that is don't underestimate the power of a small pretty posy. I'll insert one into the screen now just to show as an example. Sometimes a small posy in a big vase can really look beautiful, especially if you've got color detail or texture detail that can bring it alive. My second last tip is don't always think about fresh flowers. Dried can be just as impactful and can sometimes be quite neutral and pull back in terms of tone. So if you've got a busy space or already you're playing with color, some dried elements can add that texture, add that sense of scent, add those layers without being in your face and over the top. And then my last tip, just before signing off, is I think we're all focusing on a bit of going local and supporting local. And this one is just find yourself a local florist and befriend them in terms of making yourself known, introduce yourself, tell them what you're interested in, and ask them if you can get on a WhatsApp group or just be in comms with them, because when they get flowers in, and maybe sometimes they have an occasion and they have leftovers, they can offer you them at a really good funds price tag. Yeah, so I hope this post encourages you to get outside, take note of what's happening in your surroundings in nature, and just to spoil yourself a little bit. I think the times you're going through, we all need a little bit of cheer.